Gary Tanner grew up in New Burnside, Illinois. He serves as the town's historian, gathering information from people, books, and research. He also works very closely with his wife, Helen Tanner, a genealogist for the town. You could say Mr. Tanner inherited the town history from his uncle, Ned Cross. Ned was the author of The Biggest Little City in Little Egypt, a history of New Burnside.
New Burnside was laid out at the same time the railroad was being built through here in 1872, and it didn't really do much until 1875 when they discovered coal there.
New Burnside was named for Civil War General Ambrose Burnside, who encouraged the construction of the Cairo-Vincennes Railroad to transport coal from southern Illinois mines. New Burnside was home to over 1,200 people by 1878, but over the years, as its mine and the railroad declined, the population decreased.
At one time there were more than 20 business houses here. The first bank in Johnson County was here in New Burnside. The county jail was here in New Burnside. It was a booming little place. The town started its downward trend in about 1881 after the mine closed. And in the spring of 1888, the Heatons started planting large orchards. And by 1905, orchards were the principal business around New Burnside.
According to the Chapman's History of Jackson County, a 1917 report from the Horticultural Department in Washington, D.C. said New Burnside was the largest shipping point for early apples that had been found in the United States.
People were trying to get a road built in 1913, and they called it the Logan and Lee Highway, but it never materialized. In 1921, Governor Lynn Small signed what they called the Hard Road Bill, and the state provided funds for the surveying of Route 45.
The building of Route 45 gave many New Burnside residents jobs they needed during the slow economy. There was only one question: what would happen to the railroad now?
There would be many, many years before the highway and the trucks would catch up with the rail as far as shipping fruit. Trucks were too slow, they weren't big enough, and they weren't refrigerated. And the last train that was here was a work train owned by Norfolk Southern, and it was dropping off equipment to start work on that Tunnel Hill State train, the bike trail. And that was the last train in New Burnside.
Now, New Burnside houses only 3 businesses, one of which is closing down at the end of the year. Regardless, this New Burnside lover refuses to believe that his hometown will ever become a ghost town.
Well, I know there are people moving in that I've never seen or heard of in my life. and I've lived here most of my life. But people from the bigger cities are looking for smaller, quieter places to live, and a lot of them seem to like this place right here. And they're moving in.